Hi, welcome along to DR Transfers, back here with another rundown of all the big transfer news happening today. I'm going to start with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, right? Of course, former Arsenal player. I guess you've seen the All or Nothing documentary. He fell out with the manager, Mikel Arteta, moved to Barcelona in January, and he's been on fire since he's been to Barcelona. I think 13 goals he scored, really been doing really well there, and started off this season well as well. But of course, in that time, Barcelona have brought in Robert Lewandowski. Now, Chelsea, as we know, they are on the hunt for a striker. If you'd have watched their game yesterday with Tottenham, it looked very obvious that a striker is something that they need. Played really, really well, Chelsea. But they had a few chances there that had they have had a top striker, they probably would have won the game. Hence why they're looking at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. If you also factor into that the fact that Thomas Tuchel, the manager, used to manage him at Borussia Dortmund, it just seems like an obvious connection. Now, they are in the hunt. They're trying to buy him at the moment, but Barcelona playing hardball with this one. Said to want around about £23 million for him. Now, this is crazy by Barcelona because they actually got him for nothing. Not only did they get him for nothing from Arsenal, I think Arsenal played his wages for the whole of January till the end of the till the end of the season. So in effect, they got the player for nothing. He's joined for free, and now they're looking to sell him after getting him for nothing for 4 or 5 months. They're looking to sell him for £23 million. Listen, all good if you can get that, but Chelsea, of course, not wanting to pay that sort of money. Chelsea said to want to be paying around about £13 million, but Thomas Tuchel does want the player, and as I said, if you watched the game yesterday, you could see why Chelsea could do with that striker. So I think this one's going to drag on, could possibly go all the way to the wire on the 1st of September. I've got the feeling that he will move to Chelsea. Barcelona need the money, but, Xavi's been saying, the Barcelona manager, that he wants to hold on to Aubameyang. It's going to be really, really interesting to see where he does end up. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being linked with a move still today to Chelsea. Manchester United. You know that meme? Manchester United? Every time I hear that name, United at the moment, that meme just comes to my mind. But we all know they had a horrific time at the weekend, losing the game 4-0 away at Brentford. Cristiano Ronaldo did not look happy in that game, and there's been rumours flowing and flooding around that he's reiterated again to Manchester United that he wants to leave the club. Manchester United, however, denied the speculation that he's going to be leaving the club. I want to find out from you guys. What would you do if you was in Man United's position? Would you just say, enough is enough? You can go, you can leave. And also, where is he going to go? I'm still trying to work it out. We did a show this morning, and the weekend roundup, and I was asking the guys on that, where does he go if he leaves United? I don't know. What club would take him? It seems to be all the spaces at all the top clubs for a striker are gone. So which club would take Cristiano Ronaldo? That'd be the really interesting one to see. Now, one of the big spenders of this transfer window, really surprisingly, is N.Forest. Forest have bought in player after, I think, about 13 players so far this transfer window, and they're close to a deal for another. I think they bought in Emmanuel Dennis at the weekend, Czech Kyoto. Now they're on the verge of bringing in Houssem Aouar. Now, as an Arsenal fan, I know all about this name because Arsenal were heavily linked with Houssem Aouar about a season and a bit ago. And it all fell down because at the time, Lyon wanted about £50 million for him, and Arsenal refused to pay that amount. I think they were looking to go up as high as around 40 million. But since then, he's really sort of fallen off the radar, and they haven't been able to give him away. None of the top clubs in Europe have really come back in for him, and it's been a real strange one because he's definitely a talented player. But according to Sky Sports in Italy, this deal could get done very, very soon. Houssem Aouar heavily linked with a move to Nottingham Forest, and they're expecting the 24-year-old to become a Nottingham Forest player this week. Now, keeping it in the East Midlands, what about Yuri Tielemans? Played against Arsenal on Saturday. I was there at the game. He didn't have the greatest of games. Maybe his mind's sort of somewhere else. You know, he's in a bit of limbo at the moment. 1 year left on his contract. Arsenal said to be the team that want him. But again, it's boiling down to money. What would Arsenal be prepared to pay for him? What would Leicester be prepared to take for him? Leicester is said to want up towards £30 million. Arsenal want to pay less than that. There's even been a lot of speculation around today, according to the Times, that he will just stay his contract and leave for free next summer and just join Arsenal for nothing. Again, this is going to be one of those that it's going to be really interesting to see how it pans out between now and the end of the transfer window. But Yuri Tielemans still being linked heavily to Arsenal. Now, Southampton and Scotland striker Che Adams today is being linked with a move to Everton. Now, we know that Everton have got problems in the striking department. Calvert-Lewin's still out injured. Of course, they've sold Richarlison. We've seen him in the first couple of games playing Anthony Gordon up front. But, you know, he's not really a striker. And, you know, they've only scored 1 goal in the 2 games. They need a striker. Che Adams is the guy that they seem to be lining up from Southampton, the 26-year-old Scottish international. And it's thought that this deal will get done. So let's keep an eye on that one. Surprising for me that Southampton are willing to let Che Adams go. But I think Southampton at the moment are one of those clubs that the position they're in, they are a selling club. They will be willing to sell Che Adams if they get the right amount of money. So Che Adams could be heading to Goodison Park. A player that could be heading out of Goodison Park, though, is Anthony Gordon, wanted by Chelsea. Chelsea are going mad in this transfer market. Everton, they want around about £50 million for him. The talk is that they've already had a bid of £40 million rejected, according to CBS Sport. The 21-year-old is a real talisman at Everton, and it'd be interesting to see how the Everton fans feel about this one. Would they be all right with him going? I mean, really, really interesting, this one. And do Chelsea need Anthony Gordon? I've been racking my brains on this one and saying they've got Conor Gallagher, you know, who was on loan last year at, Crystal Palace, and he was brilliant. He's come back. They brought in this new guy, Chukwuemeka, who plays in the midfield. Why do they need Anthony Gordon? Listen, they've got the money to do it, and we've already seen that Chelsea have been busy in the market. We saw some of their new signings on display yesterday in Cucurella and also Koulibaly. But £50 million, that is what Everton want for Anthony Gordon. They don't really want to sell him because they know the fans love him. He's an Evertonian. He's the heartbeat of the club. But the position they're in as well, if the price is right, they will sell. Tottenham, on the other hand, trying desperately to get rid of Tanguy Ndombele. Now, when this guy was bought in for over £50 million, a lot of Tottenham fans were really, really excited and thought that this was going to be the guy that's going to bring that creativity to the midfield. It hasn't worked out for him under not just Antonio Conte, but under Nuno Espirito Santo and even under Mourinho. They've just not fancied him. And there's a lot of talk that he's edging close to a loan deal that's going to take him out to Napoli. So heading out to Napoli, he did spend the last 6 months of the season on loan at Lyon, but now it looks like he's going to be heading to Napoli on loan, but definitely don't expect to see Ndombele still at Tottenham by the end of the transfer window. Definitely the manager not fancying him. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diego Dalot, the 2 right-backs at Manchester United, are both wanted or both on Barcelona's transfer shortlist, according to Gerard Romero. He's saying that they're both on their shortlist. They're said to be looking for a right back. They're not convinced with Serginho Dest there in Barcelona, and they would be looking at targets. I mean, I do AFTV Transfer Daily, and I know they've been taking a look at Hector Bellerin as well at Arsenal. I'd be surprised if they went after Wan-Bissaka. because the price for that would be very, very high. But he's said to be on a short list of players that they are looking at. And I'll tell you what, after the first couple of games, I don't think many Man United fans would be bothered if either of those two left. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that one pans out. Lots of rumours around today. Let's get into some of your comments regarding that. And just a reminder to say that please, if you can, become a member here on DR Sports. If you become a member, your avatar comes up. You can choose what avatar you want. And also, you can get early content as well by becoming a member here on DR Sports. So make sure you check it out. Let's take a look. Alex AB says, insane to bid that much for a kid whose most memorable attribute is his disgraceful diving. At least Sterling will teach him how to dive better. And I think he's talking about Anthony Gordon there. It does seem a strange one to me. Zappian Alien, this is about Cristiano Ronaldo, said that he wants his contract to be terminated. Then I reckon Sporting or Munich would pop up for him. Bayern Munich, I can see him going to. Cristiano Ronaldo at Sporting Lisbon. I know it's his club. I know that's the club he came from. But we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. He wants a high-profile club, not Sporting Lisbon. No disrespect. You know, and I met many Sporting Lisbon fans, but surely he'd want to go somewhere with his profile, like one of the big super clubs in Europe. But which one of those clubs would it be? It'd be really, really interesting to see. Let's take a look at, again at some other rumours here for what you guys are saying. See this one here. Oh, Taranko, he says, you were mocking Chelsea during the ownership change. They remain the same. I have to say, the signings that they've made are good signings. And Cucurella and, Koulibaly really impressed yesterday. And listen, they're going to be right up there. They're going to be right up there. Abdesh Chowdhury says he doesn't get the Gordon hype. I'm a bit with you on that. I mean, I think he's a good player, but I'm a bit sure that amount of money. Cristiano Ronaldo to Dortmund, says ARTZ. Good to Borussia Dortmund. Possibly, but I don't know. Again, I think he wants to go to a club that could possibly win the Champions League, and Dortmund's not going to be that club. So I don't know. I still think he want to go to an even bigger, high-profile club. Andrew says there's no way that Barcelona want Wan-Bissaka, and he could laugh out loud, and he's got laughing emojis. You're probably right. Harvey says, great content as always, Robbie. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Fuego19J says, as a Chelsea fan, I reckon it's going to change from spending wildly to a more structured spending over the coming years when a DOF comes in. I definitely feel that. I think at the moment, Todd Bowley's going a bit mad with the transfers, but I think in years to come, you won't see this at Chelsea. They are going to have to calm down with that. I think he's just trying to make a statement with some of the signings he's making. Slim Dog Millionaire says, Cristiano Ronaldo to Newcastle. Last minute, 2 million a week wages. Well, they can afford it with their owners. That would be interesting, but they're not in the Champions League. I think had a team like Newcastle with their spending power been in the Champions League, possibly, but he said he wants to play in the Champions League, and that's where a player like that deserves to be playing, if we're being honest. James Turner, as an Arsenal fan, says, Robbie, do you think we need a winger or a centre midfielder, and who do you want to see? I think we need both. Who would I love to see? Moussa Diaby, winger. I know it would be a ridiculous amount of money. And in midfield, Yuri Tielemans. No-brainer. Keyshawn says, I'm good on Gordon. Kizzy says, Don Robbie, who do you think will win the league first? Us, Spurs, or Manchester United? It won't be Manchester United, I'll tell you that. Not at the moment. They're miles off. I'm not sure in watching Spurs if at the moment they're going to be good enough to win the league. They've got great firepower, but I still think the style of football that Conte plays, I don't think that style is going to get past the big two of Liverpool and City. So winning it first. We're still all miles away. Well, I'm going to back my team. I'll go with Arsenal. Andrew says, Robbie, imagine Wan-Bissaka trying to play tiki-taka at Barcelona. He'd probably break his legs. That's a bit harsh. Cirque says, Robbie, your appearance on TalkSport was recommended for me on YouTube. Good job for sitting down with those two. I'm not going to say what he says there. Harvey Bruti says, I still think Ronaldo will go to Chelsea. They need a good goal scorer desperately. Well, you know what? I was thinking about that today. Possibly Chelsea if they don't get Aubameyang. But because of Aubameyang's relationship with Thomas Tuchel, I can see that one happening. I really can. Luke Wilmot says, Robbie, are there any more 80+ million pound deals coming, do you reckon? I don't think so. I think when it comes to those type of mega deals, they normally get done quite early. I don't think you're going to see another 80 million pound deal or 80 million pound plus deal before the end of the transfer window, unless there was something really crazy that came in. Let's do a couple more. Ilias says Nunes will outscore Haaland, in my opinion. He's a Liverpool fan. Well, we'll see how Nunes gets on tonight. Carl Williams says, if Emil Smith-Rowe is as good as everyone says he is, all we need is a Partey competition. Lokonga Vieira is good enough and Xhaka as backup. I still think at Arsenal we need a more defensive-minded, midfielder who can create as well. C-Bill says, Robbie, do you reckon that Spurs got lucky yesterday? Personally, I do. They got so lucky yesterday. But listen, sometimes you need a bit of luck in football, but certainly Cucurella, that's a red card, and then, a foul the other way. I just couldn't understand. I thought the first one was a foul as well, but the Cucurella one was without doubt for me. And they got very, very lucky. But listen, it happens in football. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Toby Skill says, Robbie, Fabio Vieira might play in the number 8 position. That's why Tielemans hasn't been signed, in my opinion, but he's not really a deep-lying player, whereas Tielemans can play more in that deep role. Robbie, do you think, this is Anxazam, do you think there are any similarities between Lukaku and Nunes? Just in that they're both, very big guys, they're both very quick, good finishers. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see how Nunes gets on in the Premier League, but he's got off to a great start. He's got off to a fantastic start. Big Stan 268 says, Manchester United fan here, Robbie. Can't wait for the best of enemies to hear you and X sum up the weekend's action. I can't wait either. Football Ideas says, Fofana, 80 million is a done deal. Actually, I said no more 80 million plus deals. You never know. The Fofana one could creep into that because I do think Leicester will end up having to sell Fofana with the sort of money that they might pick up for him. Luke Wilmot says, Robbie, do you know about the Ashburton Army? Class set of fans at the Emirates. I had to pay a massive compliment to the Ashburton Army on Saturday. They were incredible. And what they've been doing in that Clock End area, well done to them. No, they were fantastic. Shiraz says, Robbie, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I think Jesus is better than Haaland and Nunes. Well, I'm not too sure about that. But certainly he started off life very, very well. Don Robbie Defstair says Arsenal would be set for the LCM if ESR had that dog in him, right? Listen, I like Emil Smith-Rowe. He's a top player. Todd Miller says Nunes is quick, Lukaku is not. Lukaku's quick. Lukaku's quick, Todd. If you watch him up front and close, man, he's a very, very quick player. Durkup says, when is the best of enemies? Last week it was late. Best sports show on YouTube. Thank you very much for that. It'll be out on Friday. Thursday or Friday this week we'll be doing that. So look out for that. And let me do a couple more. Hakuna says, Robbie, is it true you and Sophie are married? No, that is not. Where you get that from? Big up to Sophie, man. I love Sophie, though. Big her up. But I'm not married. No, not married to Sophie. And Civil Servant says, Barcelona quoting 30 million for Aubameyang. That's horrendous. Well, listen, they're trying to make make a quick buck off of him, and if they can do it, why not? I mean, it's all fallen right into their lap, and if they can do it, why not? They want to make money. Robbie, I think Arsenal should go probably for Yuri Nator, the midfielder from Galatasaray, similar to Tielemans, but he's a bit younger, and he's good up-and-coming talent, says Andrew. And what have you heard about the Yeremy Pino deal, Harris? There's a lot of rumours that Edu, who was photographed taking a plane over to Valencia yesterday, is trying to get a deal for Yeremy Pino done. Will be very, very expensive, but I have to wait and see how that one turns out. And Raphael says, Robbie, I'm still worried. We are one midfielder injury from a problem. This is at Arsenal. He says, if another injury to a forward, Jesus, Salah and Martinelli, it will be peak. You never learn, Robbie says. I know, they got me on a little... I can't... When I was reading that one out, I was like, I'm sure they're baiting me here. But, the childish baiters are back. I think that person who said that is a urinator. Don't you reckon? You reckon he's a urinator? Yeah. That's why he said it. Because why would you come with that? Come with something better to bait me with. Chelsea supporter says, we'd like to sign Saka for 30 million. You know what? As an Arsenal fan, I'm looking at Gordon and the quotes for 50 million. I'm looking at Jadon Sancho, 75 million. I'm looking at, what's his name again? Fofana, 85 million. Let me end by asking you guys this. How much is Saka worth then? Bukayo Saka, 20. How much is he worth? And how much is Martinelli worth? I'll leave you with that. As an Arsenal fan, I'm leaving you with that. But listen, thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to subscribe here to DR Sports. We're here every day giving you an update on all the transfers. And also we're going to be doing a very special one around about the transfer window when it shuts on the 1st of September. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to become a member here on DR and also to subscribe to the channel. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow.